Let's move on, and I want to know if the government should drop plans to ban disposable vapes. 0207 862 2222, that's the number. Give us a ring. The ban comes in on Sunday, but a new report warns it could push 200,000 people back into smoking, especially if they're not supported during their journey to try and give up the fags. The age group that use these vapes the most are those between 18 and 24. So there's concern this demographic would be the one that's most affected. An estimated 5 million single-use vapes are thrown away every week in the UK. So one of the arguments for the ban is that it would reduce the amount going into landfill. It's thought it would also tackle a rise in young people vaping. But maybe you think it is a matter of personal choice. If people want to buy single-use vapes, should they have the power to? They are a scourge, Cristo. Every park I go into, every high street in the gutter, it seems that these multicoloured, like, menaces are there wherever I look. Time for them to go.
Well, in fairness, there are loads of things that I look around in society that I consider menaces that have got to go, unfortunately, but part of living in a society...
Stop looking at me like that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't mentioning your waistcoat. No, I love your waistcoat. But no, there are many things that are annoying in society, but that's part of living in a society. And look, I love this story in as much as, oh, you know, we're sort of a bit worried about the health implications, but it's more about landfill. Why don't they legislate, firstly, to make these disposable vapes more environmentally friendly? So if I want the free choice to buy a disposable vape, I can do, and actually the government regulates the
free market's not making that happen. Surely, well, the free market's not making them
that's
that
the job of government.
Making them full of lithium batteries and plastic.
I don't believe in the full free market. I believe that there is no such thing as a free market because the government regulates everything. It's the free market. If we had the free market, then cigarettes would be able to be sold as a health product. That's where regulation comes in, firstly. Secondly, it's so nonsensical, the idea that we have these products that help people reduce their nicotine dependency and then would get rid of them and 200,000 people will start smoking.
I know, OK, then it should...
That's exactly what it's saying.
But that's not...
Narinder, we're going to have to take your thoughts after the break. I want to hear from you, if you're a vapor, if they've helped you to give up smoking. I interrupted you, Narinder, before the break. What's your view on this? Cristo says a matter of personal choice.
I think it's easy for Cristo to say that. And as a parent, as a mother to two teenagers, I think that vaping amongst the younger generation is at epidemic levels. I know there was a report done by actually Good Morning Britain where they had on doctors saying that ambulances are being called for teenagers who are vaping that much. And vaping has always been made so appealing with their, you know, the pink and the yellow and the lemonade and the raspberry.
That's disposable vapes particularly? Is that what you're seeing?
So my point is, the disposable, the argument is the landfill, and we can't argue against environmental. I mean, we care about our environment, we care about the world, so they should be banned. So you can't have disposable vapes just around everywhere. They're lithium. So but it's not about free choice. It's about actually we care about the environment. We care about our younger generation's lungs.
As a parent, I'd like to focus on that. Is it disposable vapes that are a gateway to vaping? And are you worried about the health effects of vaping?
Of course, because my daughter said to me at school, you go in the break and the toilets are filled with young girls vaping away, and it's like they can't go 5 minutes without a puff on their vape. It's like it's pure addiction, and they don't go. I don't think they go to cigarettes.
With a different, but why?
No, they don't smoke.
Why? Oh, yeah, okay.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, okay, but there's an argument to say that many people will go to cigarettes now. Firstly, 200,000 is the argument for that.
But we can find other ways of dealing with that.
Couldn't they use a different vape? I mean, why?
I think disposable ones are just so easy to.
Isn't it the way they're marketed, the way they're sold? Because they tend to be in corner shops. And it's quite an easy transition, isn't it, to go from buying sweets to buying a vape?
Oh, I don't want to, because, look, I come from a corner shop. My family own a corner shop. And the fact is, you can't, obviously, it's illegal to sell. But you'll get parents coming in, by the way, and saying, oh, Tanya, which one do you want, the lemonade one or the blue raspberry one? I'm telling you, the parents will be buying it.
Tanya, do you want a packet of B&H, isn't it?
Well, I mean...
It's bad ads.
Let's find out what you think. Kate's in Lancashire. Kate, do you think the ban on disposable, single-use vapes should go, or does it make sense to you?
No, it definitely makes sense. I think, as the lady said, you know, it's been glamorised to a point, as was smoking in the 40s and 50s, you know, in that it is easy access. It's easier to have a vape in your hand and use it rather than go outside and take the time to light up a cigarette. My daughter is 30 years old, and 2 weeks ago she was rushed into hospital with a collapsed lung and a hole in her lung, and this is down to vaping.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
so is that what you were told by the doctors, or is that what you've worked out for yourself, Kate?
No, the consultant said that.
Wow, that is terrible. How old is she,
yeah.
Kate?
13.
She's 30.
30.
She's 30 and she doesn't
30.
smoke. She didn't
ever smoke.
tobacco.
Yeah.
No. I think she probably may have done socially, but then somehow or another got with the vaping, probably through the trends of social media. I'm not sure.
So your daughter's 30 years old. Presumably, she can afford the full-on vape, you know, the refillable one with the rechargeable battery as well. What difference do the disposable vapes? Because that's the part of the equation we're talking about here.
Because I think it's partly to do with the fact of the convenience of it. If you're like her, where you've got 3 small children, and you might not necessarily be thinking, "Oh, I need to charge that up or refill it." It's so easy just to nip in and get a refillable one as you're driving past or as you're
Kate's
walking
completely
past.
right.
Listen, Kate, I hope your daughter makes a full recovery, and I'm so sorry to hear about that. I want to take another call. Les is in South Yorkshire. What do you reckon, Les? Is it a matter of personal choice, or should this ban carry on?
No, they should be banned. You've got these refill, as Kate just said, or you've just said in reply to Kate, there's these refillable ones, rechargeable ones. To me, personally, they should be only prescribed by NHS. If you're trying to stop smoking, there's no conclusive evidence of the benefits of them in regards to health-wise. You see them all over the streets, just dumped. If you've ever unwrapped one, there's a whole load of lithium and precious metals in it. It's just an ecological disgrace, isn't it?
I think Les makes a really good point here. Sorry, Les, to cut you off. It's Cristo. That if it is such a therapeutic boon, why isn't it handed out by a doctor under prescription to say, yeah, this is going to save your life?
Well, I can see that point, and I can see why you obviously nicotine replacement products are the things that are given instead, because of the element of this being sort of, the flavours and all of that sort of stuff. But I'm sorry, it is personal choice, and I'm sick to death of this sanitised society. There are plenty of things that we do.
Massive social cost.
There's so many things that we do, right, that are not good for us, right? They are, and you can't base policy on the most extreme examples. Poor Kate's daughter, I get it, but you can't base policy on that.
Let's take one more call. Neil's in County Tyrone. Neil, what do you reckon? Should we ban disposable vapes or what?
Hello. Yes. Hi. No, I'm a vapor for the last 2 years. I've been smoking for 30 years on roll-ups, and I have noticed an absolute change in my health, lung health.
Did you start with
breathing.
disposables, Neil?
No. I've been smoking roll-ups for 30 years.
The transition, though, did you use a disposable vape before you, or is that what you're still using? Because that's what's going to.
Yeah. I've been using disposable vapes now for 2 years.
Okay, so they have made the difference to you. This ban would affect you. Would you have taken up vaping at all if they hadn't been available?
If they hadn't been available, well, yeah, I'd probably still be smoking roll-ups. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That was Cristo's point.
Which is surely not better.
My husband stopped smoking. He smoked for 30 years and he didn't need vapes to stop
Some people
smoking.
can't do
he
that.
went to, well, actually a lot of people can. So he went to a proper smoking cessation clinic with a nurse and did it without vaping. You can stop smoking without having to go vaping.
Neil's story suggests that made the difference, that allowed him to get off the fags. Listen, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Neil, for your story. Thanks for all your calls. Vanessa is up next.